Wandami Bante, Saleh, and everyone. Welcome to the lesson on combination of mental factors, part 2. I am Tom. I am today meeting co-host. Maybe invite Bante to start the teaching, please. Salu, salu, salu.
Good morning, everybody. Let's start our study reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, welcome to Abhidhamma class lesson 2025. Combinations of mental factors, part 2. So here the suggested reading should be 106 and 109 to 109. So in these pages of the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma, two combination methods of unwholesome and ahitukas are mentioned. Here, for the combinations of mental factors in the lesson 24, we have studied according to the order of the Abhidhamma Sangha. So that started from the Lokuttara, Supramantin Citta, then Mahagata, Supreme Citta, then Kamavajara Sogana Citta. All three types of beautiful consciousness are shown in the order from the highest one. So then, today we left only two. Remaining two, we are going to study about the combinations of non-beautiful consciousness. There, agusala, the combination of agusala come first, and in the Abhidhamma Sangha. So the combination of wholesome citta come first, then the combination of ahituka. So combination of beautiful consciousness, already mentioned in the lesson 24. Here, in the Lokuttara Citta has the 5 neya, and Mahagata Citta has 5 neya, and Kamavajara Sovana Citta has 12 neyas. Then today, we are going to continue akusala. According to the order of Abhidhamma Sangha, akusala, the combination of wholesome citta come first. So there, we need to check briefly. So, according to the nature, wholesome mental factors can associate with wholesome consciousness. Then the beautiful factors, among the 25 beautiful factors, and not any of the beautiful factors associate with the unwholesome and also all the non-beautiful consciousness. So here, only two groups we need to consider: Anya Samana 13 and unwholesome factor 14, altogether 27. So in each setup, in each consciousness, we need to find how many mental factors of 27 can associate. So then for the ahituka group also, here, even in the Anyasamana group, the chanda is always exception for the ahituka citta. So chanda never accompany to ahituka group. That's why chanda is exception for all ahituka. So only 12. We just need to consider only 12 mental factors for the association of or Ahituka Chitta. So there will be 4 nayas in the Ahituka. And so for the Akusala, 7. So we will study Akusala group first. So here, 7 naya in the unwholesome consciousness. We need to review the table in the Ahituka Chitta. So there are 12 Ahituka Chitta divided into 3 groups, and Loba Mula, Dosa Mula, and Moha Mula. So there in Loba Mula group also, the different feeling, joyful feeling, there are 4 joint, right, accompanied by joint. 4 consciousness accompanied by joint, and the other 4 consciousness accompanied by equanimity. And this is in case of the piti, zest, whether the piti will accompany or not. We need to consider about the feeling. If the consciousness is accompanied by joy, the piti will be present. If the consciousness is accompanied by equanimity, the piti will be absent. Then next step, we need to consider whether this consciousness will be associated with wrong view or not. So the Ditthigata Samyutta, wrong view will associate, and Ditthigata Vipyutta, only mana. So in the association method, we know the mana accompany the Ditthigata Vipyutta and dissociated from wrong view. And so among the 4 associated with wrong view of the lower mula, there the ditthi manifestors of wrong view will be present, and the other 4 of the lower mula chitta dissociated from wrong view, the mana will be present, and prompt and unprompt. Yeah, in this case, akusala chitta, prompt and unprompt, has the difference because the china metta, so sloth and torpor, can be associated with the unwholesome chitta. So in the unwholesome chitta, if the consciousness is prompt, the sloth and torpor will be present at the moment. So here, the lower mula, then dosa mula. For the dosa mula, also we need to know what is the difference. So in the lower mula, lower ditti mana will be present, but dosa is a machariya kukucha, the other group will be absent. And in case of dosa mula and hatred rooted consciousness, there the group of dosa is a machariya kukucha will be present, and the other loba ditti mana will be absent. So just need to understand, just need to remember the classification of unwholesome chitta. Unwholesome chitta. So then, let's see. Here, I number each chitta. So here, lower mula 8 up to the 8. And in the way of the combination of unwholesome consciousness, so combination of unwholesome consciousness, we need to know whether it is prompt or unprompt, because it goes according to the classification of the prompt and unprompt players. So the first one is the prompt. Yeah, prompt. Number 1 is first unprompted, and second one is number 2 is the prompt. So that can be regarded as the first prompt. Number 1 is first unprompt, and number 2 is first prompt. In this way, number 3 is second unprompt, and number 4 is the second prompt consciousness. And number 5 is third unprompt, and number 6 is third prompt. And number 7 is fourth unprompt, and number 8 is fourth prompt. In this way, the real-rooted consciousness comes in 4 pairs. 4 pairs. And for the another group of consciousness, the dosa mula and moha mula. So in the dosa mula consciousness, the number 9. So there are 2 dosa mula hatred-rooted consciousness. These 2 also included under the classification of prompt and unprompt, asankharika and sasankharika. So here the number 9 is 5th unprompt, and number 10 is 5th prompt. So asankharika, sasankharika. And what is the difference between asankharika and sasankharika is, in case of asankharika unprompt, sloth and torpor will be absent. And in case of prompt consciousness, sasankharika, the sloth and torpor will be present. So the number of the mental factors will be different. So mental factors associated with the prompt consciousness in the 5 pairs of 10 consciousness, Lova Mula 8 and Dosa Mula 2, together 10. That 10s make 5 pairs of prompt and unprompt. So there are 5 unprompt consciousness and 5 prompt consciousness. Asankharika and sasankharika. In each group, there will be 5 consciousness. So the consciousness of asankharika, prompt consciousness, the mental factor, 2 mental factors of sloth and torpor will be exceeding. Then the unprompt asankharika consciousness. So only 5 nayas in 10 consciousness. Then the other two of delusion-rooted consciousness comes in 2 nayas because they have different mental factors, different associated mental factors. So it becomes the 7-fold nayas. So there are 7-fold nayas, the 5 pairs, unprompt asankharika, prompt sasankharika. So they show the 5 nayas. And delusion-rooted consciousness are combined separate in combination. So they become 2 nayas. And let's see the 5 nayas. Remember, 2 class of consciousness, Lova Mula and Dosa Mula, together comes in 5 pairs. So here, we are going to study only the combination of 5 prompt consciousness, asankharika, unprompt consciousness, asankharika first. So number 1, accompanied by joy, associated with round view and prompt. We need to keep all the information in order to get the precise number of associated mental factors in each consciousness. If we misunderstand associated with round view to dissociated from round view, we will miss. And we will make a mistake in the associated mental factors because they have the specific nature to match each other, a consciousness and mental factors. Here, all are 5 unprompt consciousness, the asankharika citta 5. So if we want to know another group of the prompt consciousness, asankharika, we just need to add the sloth and torpor in this associated mental factor. So here, first unprompt, second unprompt, third, fourth, fifth comes in the order. The first one is the accompanying feeling is joy. That's why we understand that is somnolence asahagata and associated with round view, etigata sambyutta, unprompt asankharika. We get the specific types of the consciousness that is number 1 in unwholesome. So there, all anyasamana will be present because that even the piti will be present. The consciousness is accompanied by joy, somanasa. So piti will be present. And all the Anya Samana 13 will be present. Then the universal unwholesome, you may remember when we studied about the association of mental factors. There, among the 14 unwholesome mental factors, moha, ahirika, anuttapa, uddhacca. 4 are common to all unwholesome consciousness, all associated with all types of unwholesome consciousness. That's why they are called the universal unwholesome. So universal unwholesome will be always present whenever unwholesome consciousness arises. So moha, ahirika, anuttapa, 4 and 17. And because that is greed-rooted consciousness, so greed, then associated with wrong view, Etigata, Sampayutta, that's why wrong view also present. So 2 of the 3. You know, in the group of the leader by the greed, that is greed, wrong view, and conceit. Lobha, Ditthi, Mana. Among these 3, the wrong view and conceit cannot arise at the same time together. So they can arise separately. In this case, in the first unwholesome consciousness, the wrong view is present and mana, the conceit will be absent. So we get only 19 consciousness of the 27. So there are 27 in 2 groups, Anya Samana 13 and then Akusala 14. There's at most possibility in among the 27 mental factors, they will associate properly according to the consciousness condition. So because this type of consciousness is accompanied by joy or Anya Samana, and because this type of consciousness is associated with wrong view, so greed and wrong view comes together in this number 1 consciousness. So 19 mental factors are enumerated for the associated mental factor for number 1 unwholesome consciousness. So this is the first unprompt, Pratama Asankharika. Then if you want to know this number 2 unwholesome consciousness, which is the prompt, the past prompt, and we just need to add sloth and torpor here. So if you add sloth and torpor in this number, the number will be 21. Okay, so in this way we will count one after another. So here the number 3 consciousness, which is second unprompt, is dissociated from wrong view. So instead of wrong view, that becomes the conceit, mana. This is the only difference for this first unprompt and second unprompt. So the number is same, 19. Then the fifth unprompt, fifth unwholesome consciousness and the third unprompt. So here, Anya Samana, because they're accompanied by equanimity. It's accompanied by equanimity. The number 5 is accompanied by equanimity. The PD is absent. You may remember when we count the consciousness which can associate with PD. All the consciousness accompanied by equanimity, 55 consciousness of equanimity are absent. They are dissociated consciousness. That's why here also when we count the mental factors in the consciousness of equanimity, the PT will be absent. So Anya Samana 12 is a PT, Inya Samana Chitta 12. And as usual, universal unwholesome 4. And greed and wrong view, because this one associated with wrong view will be present. And unprompt, so only 18. If we want to know the number in the prompt consciousness, so we just need to add the slot on top of it, becomes 20. Then here, number 7 And also equanimity, accompanied by equanimity, which is the fourth unprompt Chatutta asankharika consciousness that is dissociated from wrong view. So that the only change is the instead of wrong view, it becomes the conceit mana. So 18. 4 pairs, they have the a similar enumeration. And then the fifth unprompt, number 9. This change to the types. This is the dosa mula, the last one. Dosa mula consciousness, hatred rooted. So accompanied by displeasure, associated with aversion. So we don't need to consider about the wrong view and conceit mana because they are not in the under the classification of the greed-rooted consciousness. It changed to the hatred-rooted consciousness. So the fifth pair will be different from the previous 4. So PT, when we count the PT, the consciousness associated with PT, the dosa mula 2 also come in the exception, in the dissociated consciousness. That's why PT is still absent. So Anya Samana is a PT 12 and universal 4. And hatred, envy, avarice, and worry. Dosa is Samachriya Kukucha 4. So it's come 20 in number. But we will talk about this number later because, as you know, they are unfixed gems. Aniyata Chitasika is Samachriya and Kukucha. They are not always associated with the specific consciousness, and we will talk about this. So we just need to understand here. And the 5 pairs, number 9 consciousness, and 5th unprompt, that only 20 mental factors can associate. So this is the combination of 5 unprompt asankharika citta. So we will continue for the counting of the neya. So the first one, first neya, second neya, third neya, and fourth neya. So this was shared with the prompted consciousness, sasankharika, because if we count, only the number will be increased. So the meaning is not different. We just need to add slot and topper in each consciousness. We get all the sasankharika consciousness, the combination of sasankharika. So they will not count in separate neya. So just see the so number 2, starting from number 2, because this is the sasankharika prompt consciousness. So 5 prompt sasankharika consciousness are shown. Just need to add the slot and topper here. The first one, the first prompt. So second in the unwholesome number. That becomes at 21. So because the first unprompt asankharika there, only 19. So we add slot and topper here, and 21. Then, so 21 same, just the change is the round view and conceit. So here only the 20, because in case of asankharika and prompt consciousness, the 18 mental factors associate. So, and the last one also 22, it becomes 22 because in the asankharika it is 20. So this also same as the, according to the counting of the neya, same as the asankharika, because this number come depending on the asankharika group. So let's see what is the 6th and 7th of the unwholesome. Okay, before that we need to know more information about the combination here. In the 5th pair, you remember 5 pairs, that is dosa mula. So 2 hatred consciousness, one is unprompt and the other is prompt. The 4 mental factors, hatred, envy, avarice, and worries are included together. So we count all together in the enumeration. But the hatred is always associated with these two citta. Only hatred, this meaning we already discussed in the association of unwholesome mental fetters. And the other three fetters variably and depends on conditions. So they were associated with spreadly and occasionally. So there becomes the three-way of enumeration. So if we count all, that becomes the 20 of slot and topper. With the slot and topper, for the sasankarika 22. So 20 and 22. But these 20 mental fetters or 22 mental fetters, they cannot arise at the same time. So at the same time, how many can arise? We need to know according to the three ways of enumeration. Because whenever unfixed adjust mental fetters are included in the enumeration, we need to know about the three ways of enumeration. In the unprompt consciousness, so at most 20, okay, this is what we have counted. And simultaneously, only 18, because one of the three is material kukuja can arise at a time. So only 18. If we remove all threes, because they arise occasionally, sometimes they don't arise, they don't present. They are not present in the dosa mula citta. Even though the dosa is arising, none of the isa material kukuja arise. So at that time, there is 17 mental fetters associate. So there are 17 associated mental fetters. That's why always, whenever the dosa mula consciousness arise, how many mental fetters arise? So if we find that kind, so we get only 17 without the isa material kukuja. So for the prompt citta, sasankarika citta, at most the number is 22, same as we have counted in the previous slides. Then there are also in the same way, if we add one off, because the focusing on the one's own property, their material arise. So at the moment, 2 isa and kukuja absent. That's why we need to add only one of material. So simultaneously, only 20. And if we remove, because the material, the nature of material also absent in the mind of the hatred-rooted consciousness. At that time, only 19 mental fetters were associated. So always 19. But this is the way how we need to understand in the 5th phase of dosa mula. For the loha mula, there's no difference in that way, because there's no unfixed adjuncts. Only the mana. So that mana sometimes absent and sometimes present. In the 5 types of prompt consciousness, slot and topper are included, so this already mentioned. And this is the 5 neya. Then let's continue for the 6 neya and 7 neya. So each moha mula, illusion-rooted consciousness. So number 12 and 11 here, the orders reverse. So if it comes in the Abhidhamma Sangha test itself, make this reverse order. To mention the combination easily. So the first one comes the breathlessness, uddhacca, but if you count the akusala citta in the citta chapter, Abhidhamma Sangha mentioned the ubeka sahagata, vichikicca sampayutta, so the consciousness associated with doubt comes first. But Here, the consciousness associated with restlessness, uddhacca, or uddhacca sahagata come first. But we keep the number of the enumeration in the unwholesome consciousness. That is why 12 come first and 11 and follow. So, number 12 of the unwholesome consciousness, which is accompanied by equanimity and associated with restlessness. You may note that the two of the delusion-rooted consciousness are not classified according to the prompt and unprompt nature. So they are called the sankhara vimutta, not mentioned, not classified in the according to the sankhara. So we don't need to consider about the sloth and torpor in this case. So all sloth and torpor will be absent in both delusion-rooted consciousness. Let's see the first one, because it's associated with restlessness. So restlessness. Okay, so here, and chanda absent. Among the anyasamana, chanda, desire, absent in the mohamula. So if you can recall the number of the consciousness, the associated consciousness and dissociated consciousness. So easy way is dissociated consciousness. All the rootless consciousness 18 and mohamula 2, altogether 20 consciousness are dissociated consciousness or chanda. So keeping this understanding, we can understand in case of mohamula also chanda will be absent. This is very systematic way of enumeration. So chanda is absent, and also piti, because this is the accompanying feeling is equanimity. So the piti. So two mental factors of chanda and piti in the anyasamana group are absent. So only 11. Then universal unwholesome. So universal unwholesome 4. Altogether 15 consciousness. Then for the vichikicha, the second one, and here the difference is even the adhimokkha decision. So among the occasional mental factors, the chanda, piti, and adhimokkha. So chanda is because this consciousness is delusion rooted. For the piti, because this consciousness is accompanied by equanimity. For the adhimokkha, because this consciousness is associated with doubt. The doubt and adhimokkha decision have the opposite nature. They have the opposite nature to each other. That's why they cannot arise at the same time. So adhimokkha also become absent. Only 10 of the anyasamana 13. And for universal, then here the doubt, vichikicha mental factors associate only one type of consciousness, that is this the delusion-rooted consciousness accompanied by equanimity and associated with doubt. This 11th consciousness of unwholesome. That's why the number is the same. So 15. So instead of adhimokkha, it becomes the doubt. 15. So this is number 7, neya. So in this way, we can understand the 12 unwholesome mental factors in 7 neya to match, to find the associated mental factors. So all unwholesome consciousness are finished. Then we will continue about the rootless, a combination of rootless consciousness. So we need to review the rootless consciousness. So you may remember, according to the Abhidhamma Sangaha, rootless consciousness are divided into 3 groups. The first group is unwholesome resultants, 7. And the second group is wholesome resultants, rootless wholesome resultant. That is 8 consciousness. Then rootless functional 3. That is the way how Abhidhamma Sangha text is shown in the Untitled Chapter. And for more understanding, we need to classify in different ways. There, the eye consciousness 2, ear consciousness 2, nose consciousness 2, tongue consciousness 2, and body consciousness 2 are together. We can count Ven Paññādhikālaṅkāra, the 2 sets of 5-fold sense consciousness. So this is very useful groove in the enumeration of the associated method and combination method. So here, and Sampradicana receiving consciousness also, and the wholesome resultant 1, unwholesome resultant 1, that's why they are 2. The in Santirana, unwholesome resultant 1, the investigating consciousness in case of unwholesome is only 1, accompanied by equanimity. But in the wholesome resultant, the investigating consciousness becomes 2. One is accompanied by joy, and the other is accompanied by equanimity. So among the 3 investigating consciousness, 1 is accompanied by joy, and 2 are accompanied by equanimity. So in the practice of the classification, we need to understand in that way. Whenever you think about the rootless consciousness, the types of consciousness should be classified in that way. So accompanied by, according to the accompanying feelings, according to the types. So according to the related group. So 15 rootless consciousness of 2 groups. Unwholesome resultant 7 and wholesome resultant 8. They can be classified in this way too. So Ven Paññādhikālaṅkāra and Sampradicana to Santirana. The rootless consciousness is the only difficult points which make confusion in the enumeration and also in combination. So you need to practice more about the rootless consciousness. Then for the rootless functional 3, so this is abiding consciousness. So abiding consciousness is the mind dot abiding, manodara vajana, and 5 dot abiding, pancadara vajana. So both are accompanied by equanimity. Then the last one, hasitupara, that is accompanied by joy, somanasa. So smile producing consciousness, which arises only in the arhat's mind, only in the arhat's mind. Arhat's mental process. So this is somanasa. If we include if we make the conclusion of the 18 rootless consciousness according to the accompanying mental factors we get in this way. The sukha 1, dukkha, somanasa 2. Somanasa 2, you need to classify among the Santirana 3, 1 is somanasa, and hasitopara, the last one is also somanasa. Why I'm repeating again and again about this one is because this classification is very important. If you cannot classify properly, you will get a wrong number of associated mental factors, and you will misunderstand this type of consciousness accompanied by the PT or something else. So we need to make clear, repeat it again and again. Then sukha has the nature of somanasa, and dukkha has the nature of domanasa. So according to the classification of feeling, it just difference the mental suffering is called the domanasa, and physical suffering is called the dukkha, and mental happiness is called the somanasa, and physical happiness is called the sukha. So we can count together. And this is used. So because in the lesson 22, we already mentioned this. So if we take off the vipanja vijnana from the rootless consciousness, the rootless consciousness will remain only 8. So these 8, vipanja vijnana, quite easy to remember. they come in the pairs. So 2 set of 5-4. And the other 8 we need to make clear. So Samplichana receiving, Santirana 2, 3 like this. And Avajana also 2. Avajana, Manodara Avajana, and Panchara Avajana. That's why producing consciousness 1. In this way, the remaining consciousness 8 is from Panchavinyana. Then keeping this information in the mind, that quite clear for the combination of rootless consciousness. So there will be 4 layers. So for 4 layers, we need to divide it into 4 groups. The first layer comes about the Hasitupara, the last one. So Hasitupara accompanied by joy, smile producing consciousness, which is accompanied by joy. And for the second layer, so 2 types of consciousness come together. So in the second layer, because they share the same number. And here Manodara Vajana, mind dot at button. Mind dot at button is Manodara Vajana. It is one of the Avajana 2. One of the Avajana 2, which is included in the rootless functional 3. And then in the second layer, another one is Sukha Santirana. So this is the investigating consciousness accompanied by joy. Among the 3 investigating consciousness, this is only one investigating consciousness accompanied by joy. The other 2 are accompanied by equanimity. So these 2 types of consciousness, Manodara Vajana and Sukha Santirana, so will come in according to the second layer, as the second layer. So here, mind dot abiding consciousness is called determined consciousness, which is called the Uttapana in Pali. So Uttapana. So in the mental process, you may remember that I already mentioned the mental process of the physical door and mind door. So there in physical doors, 5 physical doors, eye doors, ear doors, etc. So after seeing, is come the receiving. After receiving, is investigating come. And after investigating, make the determining consciousness, determining moment. That is called the Uttapana. Is the working of the Manodara Vajana consciousness in the 5-door process. 5-door process. So as if perform the function of determining the object in the 5-6-door process. So you can see the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma. In order to get the complete meaning, we need to check in page number 44 and 109 and 126. And only one place does not mention the complete meaning. But after collecting the information, all the information, and we can understand in this way. So here, for the third layer, there are 5 chitta. The 5 chitta are included. 5 chitta, Manodhatu Tika. Manodhatu Tika. Tika is 3. So Manodhatu is mind element. So triple mind elements. Triple mind elements are, what are the triple mind elements? So the Panchadwara Vachana. So here, mind or abundance already included in the second layer. So remaining 1, the 5-door abundant 1, and Samplichana 2, receiving consciousness 2, are called the Manodhatu. So Manodhatu. That these 3 consciousness and Ahituka Pradisandhi Yugala, if you read Abhidhamma Sanghaha, Pali text, it just use the usage of Manodhatu Dika and Ahituka Pradisandhi Yugala. If we can understand them in the consciousness, of pre-consciousness, we understand that 3 for the Manodhatu, so mind element, triple mind element, and 2 for the Ahituka Pradisandhi Yugala. So this information is not quite easy if you read by yourself. So Ahituka Pradisandhi, so you need to read the 109 and 194 because it mentioned about the Pradisandhi and the consciousness of Pradisandhi, the first moment. It mentioned in the chapter 3 of Abhidhamma Sanghaha, Pakinaka Sanghaha. So I collected the information there true investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So true investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity, because one investigating consciousness already taken in the second layer. So only remaining true investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. They perform the function of rebirth linking Patisandhi in woeful state, apaya. That is why Ahetuka Patisandhi Yugala mean the apaya Patisandhi. So four woeful states. They are called the Ahetuka Patisandhi Yugala. That's why we get the two. So the pair of rootless rebirth linking consciousness in translation. But in the name of the consciousness in the Chitta chapter, so true investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So five Chitta. The combination of five Chitta will be a third layer. Then for the fourth layer, the Dvipanja Vijnana, the two sets of five-fold sense consciousness. In this way, 18 rootless consciousness were mentioned in the combination method. So combination of rootless consciousness. So let's see. So the first one, Hasitupada, smile producing Chitta. Because this is smile producing is accompanied by joy, the piti is present. There is no exception. Piti is present. Only the chanda, because the chanda in the nature, chanda itself is always absent in the rootless consciousness, because the rootless consciousness itself is just the resultants and the functional. There's no wholesome and unwholesome here. They are very weak. Being rootless is weak, and being rootless, being resultant and functional also weak. That's why they cannot make any desire. They cannot have any desire at that moment. That is why chanda always absent in their rootless consciousness. So only the 12 mental factors of Anya Samana, universal servant, and occasional 5 except chanda are associated. So we get 12. This is the Atmo number in the rootless consciousness. That's why this Hasitupada come as a number 1 layer. And second group, one is Manodara Vachana and the other is Sukha Santirana. They have the different specific mental factors group, but they share the same. They share their number 11. So Anya Samana except Chanda and Piti, because this mind of abiding consciousness is accompanied by equanimity. The Piti must be absent. So except Chanda and Piti 11. Then universal 7 and occasional except Chanda and Piti only 4 remain. Then another one in the second layer, Sukha Santirana, investigating consciousness accompanied by joy. As Anya Samana except Chanda is common. Then Viriya. So it's instead of Piti, this exception becomes Viriya. So because this is accompanied by joy, the Sukha Santirana, the investigating consciousness accompanied by joy. The feeling is joy. That is why Piti is present. Piti present, but the Viriya, the effort, become absent. So according to this change, the number is the same. That is why they are taken in the one number, in one layer. And the third layer, Chitta. So for the Chitta, Chanda come on to absent. And Piti, because all are accompanied by equanimity, that is why Piti is absent. And Viriya also absent. So only 10 remain. 10 of the Anya Samana group remain. So 7 universal and 3 occasional. The occasional only 3. For the last group of the rootless consciousness, the Dvipanja Vijnana, 2 sets of 5-4 sense consciousness, only the universal. All the occasional are absent, because you may remember when you count the occasional mental factors, the associated consciousness of occasional mental factors, in every mental factors, in every counting, the Dvipaja Vijnana are excluded. So when we count the mental factors in the Dvipaja Vijnana, also all the occasional become absent. Then the only universal seven remain. So in case of seeing and hearing, etc., in every moment of Dvipaja Vijnana consciousness, the mental factors, only 7 mental factors arise at that time. So including the consciousness itself, each mentality of the reality arise in the mentality groups. So when you see something, unconsciousness arise at that moment, at that precise moment of the unconsciousness, only the 8 mentalities arise. So it is the smallest group of the mentality. So now we already understand according to the association method and combination method. After this, we will finalize this chapter 2 of the Cetasika chapter of Abhidhamma Sangha. Then we already studied about the consciousness and mental factor together, how they arise and which types accompanied by which type, like this. So you can classify from this time on, you can classify in your mind, focusing the nature of when something of the, focusing on the nature of mental factors, and this mental factor arising present, and you can classify how many possibility, how many types of consciousness can be in my mind, like this. So for example, lobha, so greed arises in your mind. The only 8 consciousness can be possible in your mind. The other 81 cannot be possible at the moment of the arising of lobha. So then you can classify it's accompanied by, it's associated with wrong view or not. Then you can focus, if you can closely focus your mind, and you can identify this is with wrong view or without wrong view. So first of all, the consciousness is rooted in the greed and associated with greed too. Then secondly, if you can classify this is the associated with wrong view, so you just need to classify from the 4. So the other will not be possible. Then they are also accompanied by joyful feeling or accompanied by equanimity, or prompt or unprompt. In this way, you can identify the first unwholesome consciousness arising in my mind, or second or third, or in that way. Then in case of wholesome or beautiful mental factors, when the sattva arises in your mind, so sattva arises in your mind, or sati arises in your mind, you can identify in your mental process the only beautiful consciousness is arising, only the beautiful consciousness arising, any of the beautiful consciousness. Because at the moment of non-beautiful consciousness, sattva or sati are not present. So when you see sattva in your mind, you can see you can understand, or you can make the decision, this type of consciousness is beautiful. Then from the consciousness, so whenever the consciousness, one consciousness arises, you can recognize, or you can identify the consciousness in your mind, and you can understand how many mental factors accompany at that moment. So in this way, based on the understanding, you can apply your Abhidhamma understanding into your life, and your daily life, and your mental process. Okay, so I'm going to stop here my explanation, and we can continue to Q&A session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I think the purpose of enumerating all the mental factors or combining the mental factors, is it just to help us to remember the combination easy?
Yeah, right.
We have one question from Sister Cynthia. So the question is, dear Bhante, in the wholesome, rootless consciousness, where body consciousness, kaya vijnanam, associated with pleasant feeling, sukha, is the mental factor joy, piti present?
Sorry,
Okay, I can repeat. In the wholesome, rootless consciousness, where
that is not wholesome rootless, it's wholesome resultants rootless. Okay, so you can continue.
Okay. Where body consciousness, kaya vijnanam, associated with pleasant feeling, sukha, is the mental factor joy, piti present?
Yes. There's no mental factor. Is the feeling accompanied by that type of consciousness is sukha, because it is produced by the wholesome karma. So that is resultant, not wholesome consciousness. That is the resultant consciousness, the wholesome resultant rootless consciousness. That's why it is produced by the wholesome karma. So accompanied by the sukha, so happiness feeling.
Bhante,
Yes.
I am not very clear about the combination of rootless consciousness, the one on virya. Virya that is excluded from the Sukha Santirana, and the other one is the Mano. Yes, sorry.
Okay. In the Manodara Vachana, the Virya is not absent. Only the Piti is absent. So the Sukha Sandirana, in case of Sukha Sandirana, Virya is absent.
I'm not very clear about that.
Okay.
I'm very confused about this virya.
Yeah, to make clear, the Virya is making effort. So that is Sukha Santirana. In case of Santirana, in case of Santirana, not only the Sukha Santirana, the other Santirana, in case of the other Santirana also, Virya is absent. Because you can see the Dhatneya also, the other two Santirana, they are also Virya is absent. So in case of that Santirana movement, the effort cannot make. So just according to the nature of the consciousness, just investigate the object, the nature of object. So there's no function of Virya. That's why Virya is absent.
Oh, okay, understand. Sadhu, Bhante.
Bhante, according to your explanation recently, through Ahetuka Patisandhi Yugala Citta are the rebirth thinking consciousness that makes someone reborn in the four woeful planes. So according to the Ahetuka Citta explanation before, I think one of them can make a rebirth in the human and lower heaven realm. Am I correct, Bhante?
Yes, of course, you are right. And one of them, there's the Kusala Vipaka. Kusala Vipaka can be the rebirth linking of the human beings and Jatumaharaja Deva, some of the Jatumaharaja Deva. But if we use the Ahetuka Patisandhi Yugala, here that these two types can be included. These two types can be included. You are according to the complete explanation, you're right. So usually the rebirth linking consciousness of awful state, but not only in awful state. One of them, the wholesome resultant consciousness can be the rebirth thinking of the human, some of the human, the deceiver or something like that. And the some of the Chatu Maharaja, very low power. They can be the rebirth thinking of them too. Right. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. And I would like to invite Bhante to lead us in making aspiration and sharing of merits.
Okay. Let's make aspiration and let's share our merit today. So please repeat after me. Imina punya kamina
Mina punya kamena
ami bala samagamo
mame bala samagamo
satam samagamo hodu
satam samagamo hotu
yawani pana patiyam
yawani bana patiya
idame punyam
idame punyam
asawakaya vaham hodu
asawakaya waham hotu
idame punyam
idame punyam
nibbana sapajayo hodu
nibbānasa pacayo hotu
mama punya bhagam
mama punya bhagam
sabba sattanam bhajimi
sabba satanam bhajami
te sabbe
te sabbe
me samam
me samam
punya bhagam labandu
punya bhagam labantu
sadhu
sadhu
sadhu.
Okay, thank you, Bhante, and everyone for your time and participation. And see you all again next Sunday. May all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.